but he checked her. Okay, I'm your employer, and you don't understand loyalty, Candace. Like, and I'm sorry, like you just don't, unfortunately. And I'm telling you, I don't understand what she was thinking when she called Trump too old. I don't understand what she was thinking about when she called Donald Trump Jr. spoiled and privileged. Like, these are all people who have supported you and been kind to you. Officer Tatum, you better watch your back, shorty, because she ain't got no loyalty to anybody.
So just to give people some background, if you don't know what has been going on, and we talked about this, and nobody else was mentioning in this, and we mentioned it on this show. I could kind of see something brewing within the Daily Wire, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro realm. I think a couple of us had said we're surprised she didn't really mention anything about the Hamas attacks. Like, she made one little blurb and then that was it. She didn't really make a big deal about it or anything. And now we see why. So recently Candace Owens posted, I think this was yesterday, she posted on Twitter. No, let's go back. A video came out a couple of days ago, and it looked like it wasn't something that Ben Shapiro necessarily put out intentionally. It looks like he was at a private function and
someone else recorded it and put it out.
Someone was recording him and asked him about Candace Owens, based on her show and some of the things she has been putting out, which we'll get into, about the Hamas attack, about Jews in general. And he said he thought she was disgraceful. He said, I think she's disgraceful. He said, I think that what she's saying is incorrect. He called her faux sophisticated.
I love that. I love that.
He's not wrong.
And then Candace didn't respond, but she puts out this post on Twitter very close to when the video posted of him talking about her. And she said, it's a Bible scripture she put out.
It's one of the Beatitudes, basically.
Yes. And she said, you cannot serve both God and money. And then she also said something about Christ is king.
It was weird.
Yeah, she put that out. So when she put it out, I believe it was you, Shelley, who was like, this is going against, the video, Ben Shapiro. I mean, it was obvious. It was obvious she was trying to throw shade at him. And so then today he responds with a tweet saying, basically, if I think it was like on the lines, if you have an issue with your employer, you're welcome to quit.
Right. Look, first of all, like I said, Ben didn't record that. Someone did record it. This is not the first spat that they've had, Candace and Ben. I think for me, at least, it started more so. It took a peak when she sort of supported Kanye for his statements. I'm not here to debate that one way or the other, but I was surprised, number one, that she would go on with Tucker Carlson. Why wouldn't you do this on your own show and talk about it? I thought that was a little interesting that she wouldn't do it on her own show, which to me, I think she's already gone from Daily Wire, or at least taking a leave of absence, or that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. That's just my thought process. But Candace is, what's the word I like? Shady.
Messy.
Yeah, she's shady. But let me tell you, Ben, I'm here for it. How they say, you better check that. I don't want to call her that. But he checked her. Okay, I'm your employer, and you don't understand loyalty, Candace. Like, and I'm sorry, like you just don't, unfortunately. And I'm telling you, I don't understand what she was thinking when she called Trump too old. I don't understand what she was thinking about when she called Donald Trump Jr. spoiled and privileged. Like, these are all people who have supported you and been kind to you. Officer Tatum, you better watch your back, shorty, because she ain't got no loyalty.
Right.
All she had to do is say, I am sorry for my friend, and I'm sorry that he's going through this, and it is really bad what Hamas did. What is so hard about that?
She made it worse.
She said a little bit of it, but I think
no, KJ, she didn't. I'm sorry, sorry. She said she had the nerve to say that Ben Shapiro was having some raw, unhinged emotions, and he was emotionally unhinged. I thought that was very. I don't even know if low even suffices, but that was a low. That was like a gut blow. Your family and friends have been slaughtered and kidnapped and burned alive, and you're telling me or whomever you're having unhinged emotions. Are you serious?
Well, she has an ego.
Wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Okay, I'll wait. Producers, come on. She has an ego issue, and it's just like Crystal said, it's just about her and whatever she wants to believe and what she wants to say, and she'll come for anybody. Literally, her husband better watch out. Actually,
she gets triggered easily. Like I've noticed that from Candace over the years, she gets triggered just like a leftist would. And she has not changed in that sense. So whenever anyone says anything or tweets anything about Candace, she has to respond in the very in the way to attack the person.
She's a bully.
She don't have no respect. She don't have no respect. I'm telling you, as a Black woman, like I know she claims to be conservative, but she reminds me of the culture. Like, and honestly, you cannot have any kind of success being like that. She's gonna find herself in a very lonely place because honestly, I don't see any difference between her and Prince Harry.
Ooh. Before we move on from that, I do want to acknowledge our super chatter, Jeff Arrington. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shelly, you should give him a special thank you. Oh, okay. So yeah, so Candace Owens.
Did you do it? No, I didn't.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think
she's very prickly. And she I knew it wasn't going to last with those two. You know, she wants to be the top dog. You know, she always thinks she's the smartest in the room. Now again, Candace Owens is a smart woman.
No, she's not.
I think she's a smart woman.
She's college smart.
If you
she can read.
Shapiro is smarter.
If you behave like that, there is nothing smart about that. Because honestly, like she put that scripture up there and saying Christ is king. I mean, like nothing that she's doing is Christ-like because Christ does tell you to choose.
Well, she actually put that. Let me tell you why she put that there. She put that there, the thumb because Ben Shapiro is Jewish. That's what she was doing. So that was sort of like a FU slight. Right. That was a slight to him.
That's what I was going to say as well.
I watched
so from her response, like from what you said, that she responded with something. It's either between money and God for you, something like that, and about she brought up Christ. I'm sorry, but those are anti-Semitic undertones are there. It's obvious. And she didn't have to say all these things just because she disagreed with someone. And also
that's in the Bible, Yana. Those are scriptures.
I understand, but bringing that up in that context about like talking to a Jewish person, I know why she was saying that.
Yeah, I think that's why she said it too.
I think coupled together to what she's doing, it did have some type. I mean, set alone, we know that is a Bible verse, and it's not anti-Semitic. I mean, it doesn't agree with the Judaism. That's not what Jews believe because they don't believe in Jesus. But she did it. It was a gut punch the way she did it to him because he's talking about, she's trying to get at him. She was trying to get at him. And to me, that was not Christ-like.
Exactly.
It was not Christ-like. And what she's doing is, and this is what I said about it, she's a sheep in wolves' clothing. And she's manipulative and using
a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Wolf in sheep's clothing, and she's using scripture and manipulating it for her own reasoning and bad reasoning. I would say that was nothing Christ-like for what she did. It was nothing Christ-like, because if anything, and again, I don't want to get too religious. I don't want to get all. We should be trying to win souls over to Christ.
Yeah.
And I felt the same way when she put that out there. Before Ben Shapiro responded, I'm thinking, well, if you feel like that, why are you working for the Jews?
Exactly. And I'm so glad he checked her, because like, this is your employer. So honestly, like, she kind of, in my opinion, it looks to me is that she kind of used her brown skinness, like so many brown skins do, to get to wherever they wanted to be, and then they just like turn on them when things don't go your way, or when they don't appreciate something that you say, or when they check you and say, hey, we didn't like when you did that, or we didn't like when you do this, and then you start like acting like somebody is being mean to you, or being
she tries to be the victim. Then
she cannot take any type of criticism.
Not at all. Candace is one person that I don't even, although she has brown skin, she's colorless to me, because she's so self-centered. She doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color she's through. She can say stuff about Black people. She can say stuff about Jews, white people. She's too self-centered to be of any color. She just so happened to be
like that. I feel like
she just so happened to be Black.
Yeah. I agree. And honestly, that's a lonely road that you on. She gonna try to come back to the Black people. She gonna try to say that she was fired because she was Black. She's gonna try to say they didn't listen to her because she was Black and because she was a female.
She's not gonna get fired though.
She gonna go back to all that stuff that she used to talk all of this yang about. And you know what? We gonna fall for it, because Black folks always do. We gonna say, come on, Candace. You got us.
No. Black people are not gonna accept her.
They already starting to.
They're gonna leave her out there like Stacey Jazz, and they're gonna leave her out there like Jeezy. Jeezy wants to come back to Black.
Manipulative, and I don't even think that. I think what she's gonna do is something much more sinister. I think she's trying to pit Christians against Jews. I think that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to pit Christians against Jews. And that is what she's going to use. She's going to say, because she already tried to do it. She's going to say, because when he responded, she said, you're going against the Bible, and the Bible isn't even about you. That's what she said, something along those lines to him. And you already see this wedge being formed between there is a faction within the conservative party that I don't know. It does come off like they are anti-Jew.
It's partly the America First faction.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Probably the America First faction. I get it. And let me say this. I watched the interview that she did with Tucker, right? At heart, at principle, I am 100% for 1A. Okay? Say what you want. You all know how I am about that. But I still think that faction of America First, I believe that they are short-sighted. It's only about I'm protecting myself, but then they go and they blame others. Well, Ben Shapiro is trying to protect himself as well and his family. So it doesn't go. They have no room for negotiation, if you will.
And to add to that, Shelley, like Americans don't understand. Right now, we have no daddy home. So if we allow Israel to sit back and do nothing and don't attack Hamas, so the America First people are saying, oh, Israel has the right to attack to protect themselves. But if Israel attacks Hamas in Palestine, then Iran is threatening to jump into us. Iran is way bigger than Israel. So what's going to happen? We're going to have to go in and defend Israel. All because we have an idiot in the White House that don't know how to squash beefs. So if we do not figure out how we have to align with Israel somehow, then we can sit over here and say, oh, Israel can do whatever they want to. Israel should take care of it themselves. We're going to end up in really, really big trouble. This is way deeper than we even understand for it to be.
Which
So,
is
and
why
that is
I say that
unfortunate.
Americans are not ready. We don't know how to assess the threat. We're not ready. This is why I say this.
Conservatives, that's another indication how disjointed the conservatives are. So when you now have like white conservatives are for some reason turning against the Jews, and when I look at what's going on in, let's say, Jewish chats on the internet, you can see that actually the Jewish people who were more liberal because of this conflict right now, they are starting to turn towards conservative views because they're seeing that the liberal side is not supporting their cause.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But she's been walking a very tight rope over the last year. It started with Kanye, the whole thing with Kanye. She recently Candace Owens had a podcast where she had a Jewish comedian on, and she claimed that Muslims are not living freely in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Did you see that? And he schooled her. And she made these comments that just weren't true. And he was going about, but she was trying to push like this.
She was trying to push. And what I thought was interesting about that clip was that when she said that she was trying to push, but she would not allow that same argument that she's making. She wouldn't allow Black people to use that argument as a reason for why they do what they did. Right. So I thought that's why I said she's full of it. She is full of herself. She's shady, and she has been walking a very tight rope. She really has.
Let me